The White House has apparently just begun completely ignoring requests from Democratic lawmakers, the oversight requests on a variety of different topics. This is now just a general rule, a blanket denial of any oversight requests coming from multiple sources. At meetings with top officials for various government departments earlier this spring, Uttam Dhillon, a White House lawyer, told agencies not to cooperate with oversight requests from Democrats, according to Republican sources both inside and outside the administration. And backing this up, Democrats have complained that their oversight letters requesting information from agencies have gone unanswered since January. And you could name almost any topic. There have been examples of this. One of the most important ones, of course, is information having to do with the Trump Care, the HCA. Trying to find out more information about it, they are rebuffed at every step. Now, the White House spokesman said that the policy of the administration is to accommodate the requests of chairmen regardless of their political party, which is an interesting nonsense statement because, of course, chairmen only come from the party that's in power, which is not the Democrats. So there are no Democratic chairmen, making that statement mean nothing to this conversation. But yes, this is apparently now going on for months. There will be no oversight. Now, you do have Republican chairmen of various oversight committees in both the House and the Senate, and we know how much we can trust them to investigate these sorts of topics.
So that statement about, oh, we do accommodate requests from chairman might as well have had a ha ha at the end. So there is my favorite quote in this story was from a long time, what they describe as a longtime senior Republican staffer. They said, look, Obama was not always quick to respond, his administration, when we were in the minority and we would ask for this kind of information from his administration. But that he never ordered agencies to stop cooperating with Republican oversight. It just never happened. And so as usual, Republican obstructionism, unprecedented record break.
Right. Well, also not surprising that this White House specifically is not happy about oversight. So I think that's going to be the centerpiece of the way the summer is going to go.
It's so childish. It's so petty. It goes to the first story we did on pulling out of the Paris Accords and his belief that any agreement he makes has to have a win for the United States and a loss for somebody else. That is that same kind of thinking that has him do this. Well, then just don't cooperate. Take the ball, go home, don't play. And also a fundamental understanding, assuming that this order came from the top, and I suspect that it did. That just doesn't really understand how government works.
Yeah.
As evidenced also by his tweets about how on the budget and on healthcare, the Senate should change its rules to 51-49 when both of those bills are in reconciliation.
Right.
That's where it is.
51-49.
Yeah, and it really it goes to the durability of narratives to me that his supporters believe, and some of them have dropped off admittedly, this idea that he can do anything he wants and he won't lose any support is not actually true when you look at the numbers. But there's this core group that believes he went there to drain the swamp or whatever other metaphor you want to use. And when it turns out that he's allowing no oversight of what he does, that has no effect on many people. When it turns out that he's issued more exemptions from ethics rules in the first 4 months of his administration than Obama did in both of his terms, that doesn't matter to people. That he's packing his cabinet and executive departments with billionaires and lobbyists, it doesn't matter. From the same companies that he criticized Hillary Clinton for being friendly with, it doesn't matter. And this isn't surprising, but the entire thing is incredibly frustrating.
That his son-in-law has security clearance.
Yes, that too.
Young Turks membership creates independent media.
Believe me.
No ads.
Believe me.
All the shows.
Believe me.
On demand.
Believe me.
Support independent media.
Believe me.
It's awesome, tremendous. You'll love it.
Believe me.
And by the end, you'll be thinking,
I'm like a smart person.
tytnetwork.com/join.